Take a block and place it between your ankles. You can sit with it on the tall edge or the flat edge. If you don't have a block, you can use a bolster and place that in between, or some sort of, thicker pillow. And then take your hands and internally rotate your inner thighs. So you're pushing them in and down. And then absorb the tailbone into the body, lift the lower belly, and then just place the hands comfortably in the lap. And close your eyes. And just take a moment to settle into this space. Beginning to find a little bit of peace and calm that comes forward just from the memory of this sacred space on your mat. So this particular posture we're starting in this morning is supported Virasana. And this is a very good posture for just starting to bring some awareness into the abdomen. And you'll notice here we can really feel an elongated spine as the sit bones press down into the block, crown of the head lifts away. We feel a reduction in those four curves of the spine. So with the tailbone absorbing in, there's that little bit of a reduction in the lumbar curve. Then the heart pulling forward through the shoulders reduces the thoracic curve. Now we feel the chin drawing in slightly so that the back of the neck is lifting, or the back of the skull is lifting, and this reduces the cervical curve. And that last curve there down at the sacrum is already established. So with that elongated spine, notice as the breath comes in through the nostrils, start to fill the chest, the ribs, then the belly. And exhale the belly, then the ribs, then the chest. And as you breathe in through the nostrils and the breath comes in, notice as it fills the chest, it reduces the thoracic curve even more, feeling almost like a slight back bend comes in. Then as we move down into the belly, expansion there. As on our exhale, as we pull the navel in and up, there's that slight drawing in of the tailbone. And this here helps to also reduce the lumbar curve. And the breath is continued to push back up and out through the nostrils. So inhalation, you can feel very subtly in the body supports back bending. Exhalation, you can feel very subtly supports forward bending, or hyperextension of the spine in the case of back bending, and flexion of the spine in the case of forward bending. So a few rounds of watching this very subtle movement that happens as we breathe. Now, of course, as you're breathing in this way, can you add in that Ujjayi sound, that ocean wave or whisper type sound to the breath? This is just that slight contraction at the back of the throat. Same thing you would do if you were to fog up a mirror. And that little bit of vibration helps to heat and warm the breath. And it's a stimulation that we can hear so that it helps us to remember to stay connected to the breath. And this is essential for our practice, because the breath is really the guide in each of our postures to tell us if we've gone too far, if we're straining too much, or if we're at maybe too much relaxation and we need to add in a little more effort. So according to the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, asana is meant to be a balance of both effort and ease. And we're always looking to find that sweet spot between those two. Notice also as you use that Ujjayi breath that it really helps to focus the mind. And here we're going to practice Samavriti today. So we want to use the mind to engage a count with the breath. So we're going to start with just a simple 5-count inhale and a 5-count exhale. So if you have a much longer breath, you can count slower. And of course, if your breath is shorter, you can count a little faster. But engage the mind in the process here by actually counting the length of inhalation as it comes in, making sure that the exhalation matches that length. Two more, please. Still having some effort behind the breath, enough that we can hear that Ujjayi sound. And then relax the effort on the breath and let it be completely natural. So no more Ujjayi, no more trying to control or shape the breath. Just sit for a moment in the pause. Notice the difference in the feeling between efforting and pure being. So for today's practice, we're going to be working with a little bit more effort, just to help to push through any stagnation that's been accumulating in the body. So sometimes we can get stuck, and it's not just physical, though we all can understand maybe what that's like. It shows up in the form of tension or chronic contractions. We can get stuck on a nervous system level, where our nervous system is in overdrive of a sympathetic. We can get stuck mentally, where we are holding on to a position so firmly that it's causing us suffering. And we can get stuck emotionally, where we can feel just the density of emotions accumulating all over our body, and our mind, and even in our relationships. So we're going to work on reducing that kind of kaphic, stuck energy so that we can be free to experience things in a new light, in a new way. So you can bring your hands together in front of your heart, and if there's anything in your own life right now that you can maybe relate to this, maybe we're experiencing this in our world right now, a little bit of stuckness, and some of this fire that we're going to generate in our practice today will help to push that through. At the same time we're going to be building heat, we're also going to be opening the heart, because what we really want is not just heat for the sake of heat, but to utilize that for greater opening, greater acceptance, greater love and compassion. And so we're going to be doing some back bends in our practice as well today. Please put this intention in your heart and truly surround it with unconditional love. And give yourself a moment to add in anything that's personal to you to this intention. And then place your palms actually flat on your heart. So you have a nice wide base, and you can really feel not just the pressure, but the heat of the hands absorbing into the heart space. Sometimes when we're in that dense energy, it's hard to feel. So really push the hands in and seal this intention in your heart. And then we're going to begin with the round of Om chanted 3 times. The Ah vibrates the lower portion of the spine, the O vibrates the middle portion, and the vibrates the upper portion. So with your hands in prayer once more, take a deep inhale in and a long exhale out. Take another deep inhale in. Ah. Very gently lower your hands to your knees and open your eyes and come back into the room. So we're going to start with one of the best practices to reduce density, and that is kapalabhati breathing. Kapalabhati breathing is a cleansing technique. And we're going to start here with the arms out wide into a V, thumbs in, fingers wrap around. Take a full inhale here. Exhale about 3/4 of the breath out and begin short, forceful exhales out through the nostrils. Big inhale in, bring the hands together. Hold the breath in for a moment. Feel prana energizing the torso and all the viscera, all the important organs inside the body. And now bring those hands into your belly. Exhale all the breath out as you forward fold over the legs. And now make circles with those fists and kind of dig into the organs there, the digestive organs, helping to tonify them, to move some stuff around. Be gentle on the first round as it can sometimes be a little more tight. And then inhale and lean back and sit up for just a moment and take a breath and just observe. Okay, so those short, forceful exhales out through the nostrils really is the diaphragm snapping back to the spine, and that's what pushes the breath out. The inhale is then passive because this is such a strong and forceful exhale. So let's bring the arms up into V again. Thumbs in, fingers wrap around. Full breath in. Exhale 3/4 of the breath out. And begin. Slow it down. Big inhale in, hands touch overhead. Hold the breath in. Feel all that prana circulating, energizing the core. Exhale, hands into fists, fold over the legs, let all the breath leave the body. When the breath's held out, and then start to make circles, massaging those internal organs. And then lean back when you need to. Take a moment. And again, just observe some of that density is starting to dissipate. We're going to do one more round here. And this one's going to be a full 108. So bring the arms up. If that's too much, make sure you stop at where you're most comfortable. Thumbs and fingers wrap around. Full breath in. Exhale about 3/4 out. Full 108. Begin. Slow it down. Full breath in. Hands touch. Exhale when you need to. Bring them into fists. Fold over the legs.
Hold the breath out at the bottom of the exhale and just start to massage. Hopefully by now there's a little bit more room, a little more warmth there.
And then sit up, and this time with your eyes closed, feel what they call the skull shining effect. So from this breath, just feeling a little bit more lightness, not only all over the body, but particularly around the head. So right around the area of the skull, you can think of it like the halo that's often there surrounding the images of the saints and sages. Good. Slowly open your eyes and come back. We're going to move the block from out from underneath our feet. And if the legs need a little more blood supply, we're going to tuck the toes under, reach out back through that one heel, pump a little bit back and forth, and then switch and bend the other knee. Switch out. Feel that little bit of pumping as blood comes back into the legs and feet. And then go back and forth a couple times a little more quickly, just one at a time. Just pumping again that blood and prana through those legs. All right, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, tops of the feet, press firmly into the earth. So we're going to start by really activating that fire by inhaling the right arm out, left leg, flex through the heel of the foot. As you exhale, bring your knee into your chest and your elbow into your knee and round the back. Inhale, now open up the back, extend the leg, extend the arm as much as possible. Exhale, hug everything in, navel to spine as you round the back, and inhale, extend. So keep going at your own rate. And as you do, again, noticing here, we're in that slight flexion for the spine. As you extend out, you want to feel that quality of a back bend. So keep going back and forth, breathe deeply. Almost like we're pumping that digestive area. Use that Ujjayi breath, and remember we're at that even breath today. One more. And now come back to center and just level out for a moment. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, feel that symmetry. Let's do the other side now. Left arm, right leg. As you exhale, you're bringing everything into that center, and you're really rounding here, curling that back. And then inhale, lift the sternum, lift the collarbones, everything's extending. Do it again. Exhale, everything comes in. Inhale, extend, open up, feel the strength of the back body. Keep going. Keep pressing equally into your supporting limbs. So arm and leg is nice and stable. Good, just one more. And then come back to tabletop position again, find that symmetry. And from here, we'll lift the heart, lift the sit bones, look up. And then exhale, round the back, and take the sit bones all the way to the heels for child's pose. And now just rest for a minute. Head and neck is relaxed. And take your hands to the right side, let the left sit bone bow down, releasing through that hip. So you feel a stretch all the way from the low rib, through the armpit, through the arm. And then move to the other side and do the same thing. So over to the left, walk as far over to the side as you can go, and then again, dip through that right hip a little bit. Notice the sensation. Keep softening the top of your right shoulder. And then come back to center. Come back into tabletop position again. So from here, feeling nice and stable, we're going to open up the left arm first, rotating the navel to the left, and then we're going to thread that arm through the hole,
rolling onto the left shoulder. So right arm is at a 90-degree angle. You're going to push into the floor and push the floor away from you. So that's going to help to take that shoulder blade a little deeper underneath the body. Now it's tempting to want to look up, but keep your left cheek softening towards the floor. And if you want to go a little deeper here, extend the right arm up in the air. And you can turn the hand like you were turning a doorknob. You can bind by taking it behind your back and pull that right shoulder open just a little bit more. Now really concentrate on the knees and the tops of the feet, feeling as even and anchored as possible. Breathe deeply here. Right into those areas that are tight, especially the shoulder blade. Navel hugs to the spine and rotates deeper to the right on exhale. One more. Now release the arm first, right arm up in the air, and then come back into tabletop position and just level out there for a moment. So we're going to do the other side now. Right arm's going to lift, rotate the navel briefly to the right, and now thread that arm through the hole and roll onto the right shoulder. Left arm's at a 90-degree angle, push the floor away from you. Again, that helps to take the shoulder blade under just a little bit more. And when that cheek wants to start coming off the floor, relax it down and take the left arm up in the air. Turn the hand like you're turning a doorknob and take it behind your back, and you can bind, rolling that left shoulder open just a little bit more. Again, notice the knees here. You're going to want to lean into one over the other, so keep them level. Same with the tops of the feet. Let the breath get into those areas of sensation. So the inhale will intensify them for a moment, and the exhale will help to release them, finding that beautiful balance between effort and ease. And then the left arm is going to go back up in the air, slowly come back into tabletop. Take a moment to feel everything unwind and experience that for just a moment. Good. We're going to bring the elbows down into the mat and then wrap the hands around the middle part of the arms. You can either interlace the fingers and press the forearms down, or spread the palms wide with the forearms parallel. Tuck the back toes under, lift the sit bones up and back for dolphin variation of down dog. Now we'll treat this like down dog today. So bend one knee and press the other heel down. And then bend the other knee and press the other heel down. And you can go back and forth a couple times, just opening up the backs of the legs. And then find the feet hip distance apart and turn the toes in slightly, heels out. Roll the inner thighs in and back and really let the sit bones lift. Let the navel sink towards the back body so it draws slightly up underneath the rib cage. And in the upper body, the shoulders are pretty stable, but just make sure that the head and neck is hanging. You can even shake it yes or shake it no, making sure there's no tension there. And while you're grounding through those forearms naturally from the position, make sure you also feel the web of the index and thumb pressing down. So we're getting that full supination there of the forearm. Now you can stay here, but remember we're generating a little bit of heat to remove some of those blockages today. So if you want to try some dolphin push-ups, wiggle your feet back about 2-3 inches, and as you exhale, take your chest over your forearms, tailbone under, lower belly lifts. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, sink over those forearms. Inhale, back up. Exhale, tailbone in, lower belly lifts. Inhale, exhale. Keep going with your breath, making sure that the breath is even. And it doesn't take too many to really feel some warmth and strength building here. So let's just do 3 more. And last one. And then bring your knees to the floor, sit bones to the heels again, child's pose, keep your knees together, and now bring your hands by your heels and round the upper back. So embryo. Everything softens. Feel gravity taking the warmth, moving it down through the arms, clearing out tension that's gathered in the upper back. And then hands into the shoulders. Sit tall on your heels again, just like when we started. Tailbone in, lower belly lifts, except now the feet and legs are together. And then just rest. Very nice. We're going to come forward into tabletop, tuck the toes, down dog, and then walk the feet forward to the fingertips. Come into standing forward fold, here with a little micro bend in the knee. So we're going to move in and out of dynamic monkey. You can do that with your hands on your shins and just straighten the arms and straighten your spine. Or if you've got a little more flexibility, you can hook index, middle thumb around your big toe. On your inhale, pull away. Create as much length in the spine as possible by drawing the side bodies towards the hips. And then exhale, navel in, fold more deeply over the legs. Repeat that again. Inhale, pull away. Straightening arms, straighten spine, straighten legs only as best as you can. Exhale, navel way back as you fold more deeply. Keep going, inhaling, exhaling. So you want to think of as much expansion and extension as possible in the spine on inhale, and then as much relaxation on exhale. So again, there's that beautiful balance, and we see this a lot in asana, this effort and then sweet release. And we would call this in Hatha Yoga, this would be the ha energy, the effort, the sun, the vibrancy. And then on the exhale would be the ta energy, the moon energy, the releasing, the restorative. A few more here, please. And we play in this duality in Hatha Yoga so that we can move ourselves closer to balance. Last two. Really feel the heart lifting on inhale. Now we're going to stay in the forward fold for just a few extra breaths, but release your bind and then interlace your fingers behind your back and take the knuckles up and away from you and stretch out your shoulders. Then move in and out a little bit here like you're flossing through those shoulder blades. So knuckles towards the crown of the head and then knuckles towards the sacrum. And just using this dynamic movement to help create a little more flexibility in this area, particularly if you were very stressed. You know, this week been very stressful for many people. So just use this to help release some of that, melting it out of the shoulders. And then leave the knuckles over the head, and now see how much you can relax. And the more you relax, the more gravity will help to take those arms. But it's this, again, balance between efforting, keeping the arms in the position, and letting go, letting gravity do the work. So I think of it as like moving through the layers. Each time you exhale, just a little more room to release. Keep drawing the shoulders away from the ears as you do. Letting the fascia unwind. Good. Now we're going to keep the arms in this position. Pull the knuckles back. So you're coming up with almost an up dog-like heart, you know, back bend there. And then press into the feet. Keep coming up, 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 up. Pull the knuckles back. And then lift the heart. Lift the sternum. Lift the chin. Stretch that whole front line. And then just let it go. And as you let it go, just feel that sweet release. As you move through the density, there's almost a sensation as if the arms were floating. Prana expanding in all directions. One more breath. All right, so we're going to work a little bit of that tension, a little bit of that contraction out of the body with building some heat in Sun Salutation B. So it is a little bit of a stronger Sun Salutation. Hands are together here in front of the heart. Feet are together, big toes touching, space between the heels. So bend the knees, inhale, the arms reach chair, and then exhale, forward fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway to monkey pose. Flat back. And then exhale, step or lightly hop back to plank position. For the first round, we're going to modify. So bring the knees to the floor. Squeeze the elbows tight into your side till your belly comes down. Tops of the feet ground. Inhale, elbows and shoulders pull back. And then exhale, navel up and back for downward facing dog. You're going to step the right foot forward to the fingertips and spin the back foot flat for warrior one. Heel to heel alignment, front knees bent as you inhale up. Then exhale, come back to plank position again. We're still going to modify this first round, so bring knees to floor. Squeeze the elbows tight as the belly comes down. Tops of the feet ground. Inhale, halfway up for cobra. Exhale, navel up and back, downward facing dog. Now the left leg comes forward. Spin the back foot flat. Warrior one. Front knees bent, hips are squared forward. Exhale, bring the hands back down, step back, plank position one more time. Knees to floor, squeeze the elbows tight. Inhale up, push into the pubic bone, tops of the feet. Exhale, navel up and back, down dog. Now in down dog, we're going to take 5 full breaths here. And as you're breathing, go back to that Samavriti. So inhale, matching the length of exhale, and use the Ujjayi breath today. So Ujjayi generates its own heat. We're going to circulate that through the body. At the completion of your 5th breath, come onto the balls of the feet. Bend the knees, look at the hand step or lightly hop forward. Inhale, halfway to monkey pose, hands on the shin or floor. Exhale, forward fold. Now your feet are still together, so you're going to bend your knees deeply. Inhale, the arms reach chair. Continue that inhale as you press into the feet, coming up to standing. And then exhale, hands to heart. So that's one round. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms reach, bend into chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway to monkey pose. Exhale, step or lightly hop back to plank position. This time, if you want, leave knees lifted for chaturanga. Inhale, then you come into up dog instead of cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg steps forward, spin the back foot flat, same thing here, warrior one. Inhale as you rise. Exhale, plank position. Chaturanga, knees lowered or lifted, your choice. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, down dog. Left leg forward, warrior one. Inhale as you rise. Exhale, plank position, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, down dog. 5 full breaths again. Samavriti. As you're breathing, think of those alignment principles. So the legs are nice and firm. Keep rolling the shoulders away from the ears so the head can just hang. One more. And at the bottom of the exhale, come onto the balls of the feet, bend the knees, look at the hand step, or lightly hop forward. Inhale, halfway to monkey pose, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Feet are together, you're going to bend the knees. Arms reach chair. Inhale that all the way up. Exhale to the heart. One more. Inhale, arms reach, bend the knees, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway monkey. Exhale, step or hop back to plank. Knees lowered or lifted, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, down dog. Right leg through, warrior one. Inhale as you rise. Exhale, plank position again, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog, left leg through. Inhale, warrior one. And exhale, plank position. Last time, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, down dog. 5 full breaths. Again, just staying here, finding those alignment principles, concentration on that equal breath. Use your Ujjayi. So even though the breath may want to exhaust out of the body, concentrate it more in the torso. Let some of that heat build there. Last one. And come onto the balls of your feet, bend your knees, look at your hands, step or lightly hop forward. Inhale, halfway to monkey pose, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, feet are together, bend the knees, arms reach chair, keep inhaling as you rise, and exhale, hands to heart. And now again, just be here, or arms by your side, samastiti, and observe. So maybe there's some warmth in the body, maybe a little sweat, this is good. It's that heat that helps to push that stuff through, whether it's on a physical, even mental or emotional level. When you're able to, start slowing the breath back down and take it more deeply into the body. All right, so we're going to cross the left foot over the right foot, and then keep the right hand on the thigh and inhale the left arm up. And we're just going to move into the half moon shape with the legs crossed. And just notice the difference, maybe feeling a little bit more down the leg to the outside of the hip. Breathe here. Now keep the head in the position that it's in. Bring just the arm back down nice and slow so you feel that beautiful stretch, and take the other arm up to the jaw. Let the hand rest on the jaw and then push the left palm flat like it was into a table. And now just feel a little bit more stretch along the neck. Challenges the balance a little bit, so keep squeezing those inner thighs toward one another. And then release the head, use the hand to guide it back to neutral, and release the legs. Take a moment. Good, let's switch. So right leg is crossing over left. Inhale the right arm up. And now lean over that leg. So left arm slides down the leg. And again, you're feeling that half moon shape. Breathe into it. Opening up the rib cage. So greater lung capacity here. And then the head is going to stay in the position. You're just going to let this right arm slowly extend down. So you get a nice stretch along the neck. While the left arm is going to come up. It's going to go over and grab the jaw. And now this right hand is like you're leaning into a table. Place that palm flat. And just keep depressing the right shoulder. You don't have to put a lot of extra pressure into that top arm because it will do the work on its own. One more breath here. Very nice. And then as you release the top arm, just help it guide the head back to neutral, and then we'll come back into standing again. All right, so we're going to take a block because it's supportive for chair pose and place it between our inner thighs. Back at the front of the mat, you want to feel an internal rotation of the thighs. So this means that the thighs are rotating in and down. It's almost like that block's going to pop out behind you. Now, for a few moments, I want to play with this. So rotate the inner thighs in and back and notice how it feels like it could pop out behind you. And then do the opposite. Can you push the block forward and externally rotate those thighs? And then reverse it again. Internally rotate the thighs. Block moves back and behind you. Externally rotate the thighs. Block moves forward. And it's really important to understand this relationship because when we move into back bends, oftentimes we want more of this external rotation to help open up the front body. And the internal rotation often helps to open us up for forward bending. Okay? But in this particular case, we're just going to squeeze the inner thighs neutrally and move into chair pose. So inhale, the arms reach up, and exhale, sink into chair. So because the legs are set in this position, we're going to stay here.
Inhale, extend the arms a little bit further away from you, and then exhale and bend the elbows out wide and draw the tips of the shoulder blades down your back. Okay, now keep your gaze up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. And inhale, reach. And exhale, squeeze. So I want to feel some of that lighter energy to combat some of the density. I want you to think of the sun right in front of you. And as you inhale, you're actually going to reach forward a little bit more with the arms, reaching towards the sun. And then as you exhale and you pull the elbows down, you're going to imagine that sunlight just bathing into the body. Do it again. Inhale, reach with the arms, reach for the sun, reach for that lightness. Exhale, feel the warmth, feel the rays coming down, filling the body, filling the heart. One more. Good, and now inhale, we're going to reach all the way up. And slowly straighten the legs, slight back bend here. And then exhale and bring the arms down by your side. And just take a moment there, standing with the block still in between the legs. Just feel. Okay, that block comes out. Feet stay hip distance. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. So we're going to start by stepping the left foot back. And if you need a little extra padding under your knee, flip your mat over and place it down. Inhale, both arms to reach. Right hand's going to come to the thigh. Inhale, the left arm as long as you can. Exhale, now sink into the lunge. Let the left fingertips reach towards the floor. And then inhale, absorb the tailbone into the body. Lift the lower belly as you come up. Exhale, sink into the lunge. Fingertips reach towards the floor. Inhale, come up. So we're going to do 3 more like this with your breath, please. Remember, it's that equal inhale, equal exhale. One more. Now, building that little bit of flexibility here, we're going to inhale the left arm up. And now take the elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Now, you can just stay with the left knee on the floor. And you can make prayer hands or fist with the bottom, cup with the top, and rotate the navel to the right. And if you feel like a little stronger today, tuck your back toes under and straighten that back leg. And as you inhale, grow a little taller through your torso. As you exhale, rotate your navel a little deeper to the right. So this stimulates not only that abdomen, getting a little more fire here, the twist, but also too, we've got this nice opening of the hips. So it helps to open that front body, which will serve us later on when we're doing our back bending. Couple more breaths. Try to find that balance between ease and effort. Little lift in the pelvic floor, so we're not dropping our weight into that area. Last 2. Good, fingertips to the floor. We're going to sweep the right leg all the way up in the air and just let that blood drain out. Stack right hip over left. All that work from the leg. If you want to rotate the ankle, go ahead. And then if you're comfortable here, you can bring the left forearm to the ground and gaze up at the right inner arm, just a little deeper. We're going to bend the back knee, draw the heel to the glute, and absorb that tailbone into the body. Lift the lower belly. Breathe deeply here. Now, you can stay in this position if you'd like, or you can come off of the forearm, bring the right foot behind you, pivot on the balls of both feet, and now sweep the right arm up and over the head and come into this half back bend. And if you want, you can do full rotations there of the right arm. So full circumductions. That rotation of the arm helping to open up the chest. Breathing here, enjoying the posture. Gaze is up. To come out of this, you're going to bring the right hand back down, pivot on the ball of the left foot again, and take the right leg up in the air. Now, you can do a traditional vinyasa with the foot down, or if you'd like, come forward into plank with the leg lifted, squeeze the elbows tight, chaturanga. Inhale, bring the foot down for up dog. And exhale, down dog. And 5 breaths here, please. Using that warmth, remember to move it through the body. Last one. And come onto the balls of the feet, bend the knees, look at the hands, step or lightly hop forward. Inhale to monkey pose, flat back. And exhale, forward fold. And just stay in the forward fold for a moment. Inhale, the arms reach out wide as you lift and rise. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Take a moment. All right, so we're going to do chair again, taking the block between the inner thighs. And this time we're going to move a little bit more dynamically. So inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, sink into chair. Now, stay for the inhale. Lower the shoulders. Absorb the tailbone into body. Lift the lower belly. As you exhale, contract your abdomen, forward fold over your bent legs. And then inhale, sweep your arms behind you like wings. Exhale, bring just the arms through. And on the inhale, lean back to chair and see if you can deepen the back bend. Repeat that again. Exhale. Navel contracts, lean over the legs. Inhale, arms behind you like wings. Exhale, just the arms come through. Inhale, lean back into a deeper chair. Keep going. Exhale, contraction, keep the knees bent. Inhale, wings. Exhale, arms through. Inhale, chair. A little bit deeper back bend. One more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Press into the feet, rise all the way to standing. Exhale, arms by your side. Hold the block there. Keep that internal rotation and just breathe. Again, notice the warmth. When molecules move faster, they help things to expand. So they're clearing out some of that density. One more breath. Creating more space in the body. And hopefully more space in the mind. Okay, releasing the block, we're going to do the left side this time. So you could keep the feet hip distance apart. Inhale, the arms reach up. And exhale, forward fold. And this time we're going to step the right leg back. And again, if you need that extra support, flip your mat over, place it underneath your knee, and inhale, both arms reach for low lunge. Exhale the left hand down to the thigh. Inhale the right arm as long as you can and really elongate that side body. And then exhale, sink into the lunge. Fingertips reach, but they don't have to touch. As you inhale back up, tailbone absorbs in, lower belly lifts, and then repeat it again. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 2 more. Now, this time, we're going to go into the lunge with the right elbow to the outside of the thigh, prayer spinal twist, so you can keep your hands in prayer or fist with the bottom, cup with the top. Rotate the navel deeply to the left. So as you anchor down, keep the torso long, waist long. If you're feeling stronger, tuck those back toes under, straighten the back leg. Breathe deeply here. Use that even inhale, even exhale, and the Ujjayi sound to stay completely linked to the breath and find that beautiful balance between effort and ease. Face is soft, jaw is soft. One more.
Now, plant the fingertips to the floor and sweep that left leg all the way up in the air. And then rotate the ankle. Give a little bit of mobility there to the joint. And you can stay in this position, that left hip's over right, or you can bring the right forearm down and gaze up at the left inner arm. Bend the knee, draw the heel to the glute, and absorb the tailbone in, lift the lower belly. Breathe deeply here. Enjoy the posture. Open those hips. All of it necessary for the deep back bends. And if you want this last thing, you can come off the forearm, take the left foot behind you, pivot on the balls of both feet, and sweep the left arm up and over the head. Absorb the tailbone in, feel that front body opening, and then if you want to do those full rotations of the arm, just feel that chest stretch. Great release there. Getting some blood and prana to that area that gets so stiff. And then we're going to pivot on the ball of the right foot, lift the left leg back up in the air. And again, you can do a traditional vinyasa, or if you want to keep the leg lifted, you'll inhale to plank position, squeeze the elbows tight, chaturanga, bring the foot down for up dog, and exhale. Down dog, again, we'll take 5 breaths. So move that warmth through the body, deepen the breath. One more. And come onto the balls of the feet, bend the knees, look at the hands, step or lightly hop forward. Inhale halfway to monkey pose, flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lift and rise all the way up, arms reach. And exhale, hands to the heart. So let's take a moment to rest, feeling all that effort, all that warmth. Let that mingle with our quality of awareness. As the awareness grows, shifting more into being than doing. And again, pay particular attention if some of that heaviness is starting to leave. And this physical contractions are often related to that outermost layer of our being, the food sheath. So maybe things we're taking in that don't really digest well in our body. And that can be something that we consider to be more of a toxic meal, but it can also be something that we consider to be healthy, but our body just doesn't have the ability to digest it. And we feel those mental blockages. These are heavy, deep beliefs that when they are not affirmed in the world can often cause great suffering. And these beliefs are not always our own. Many times they're beliefs that were ingrained in us from that early age, from 0 to 7, things that came down our family lines, things that came from our culture or society. And then the emotional stuff, we have to look at those as well. So those emotional heaviness is often an emotion that didn't have the chance to properly be expressed in a healthy way. And so a story gets created around it, which sort of locks it down inside the body. So let it go. Okay, so we're going to take that block again. And we played with that little bit of internal, external rotation in the thighs, if you guys remember. So we're going to work with that external rotation of the thighs. I'll turn sideways so that you can see just a little bit better. So we're going to move into a standing back bend. Nothing too crazy. And if your shoulders are really tight, you get a lot of tension from just bringing the arms over the head, then just have the arms in a goalpost shape. And then that way you're not putting too much more tension there into that upper back. Okay. Inhale the arms over the head. Now exhale, set the shoulders into their socket. So you kind of feel the shoulder heads draw down into their socket. Feel the shoulder blades draw in and back towards the body. So you're bringing the tips of them down. They're triangular. Bring the tips of them down and then hug them into the body a little more, as if they could press into
the core of the body. Now what we're going to do is on your inhale, I want you to feel the sternum lift. And as the sternum lifts, start that external rotation of the thighs. And then as you exhale, feel the muscles of the back hug down the body a little more. Do that again. Inhale, lift the sternum a little higher. And it doesn't have to be much. You may not actually see much on the outside, but you're going to feel it internally. And then exhale, pull the shoulders down a little more, pull the muscles of the back down and feel that support. Again, inhale, front body lengthens. Keep that block firm. Exhale, shoulders draw down, back muscles engage. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going. Just little bits at a time. Listening to the body, listening to the breath. And then slowly lift the sternum up. Come back into a standing position. Block is now neutral. Shoulders are relaxed. Good. Release the block. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway to monkey pose, flat back. And exhale, step or lightly hop back to plank position. And then from plank position, we're just going to squeeze the elbows tight into our side till our belly comes all the way down. Take the elbows just slightly in front of the shoulders so that as you bring the forearms down, it almost creates this sphinx-like shape for the body. Pubic bone, tops of the feet are going to press down. And the arms are supporting you here, but what you want to do is you want to pull back on the earth as if the earth were going to move, but what's really going to move is the sternum's going to pull forward. So again, you might not see much on the outside, but you'll feel it internally. So when you're ready, begin. Pull back on the earth. Let the sternum come forward. Feel the back bend deepening there in the upper back. Stay anchored to the pubic bone, to the tops of the feet, and breathe deeply. Gaze can be steady at the horizon. Keep drawing the hands back. Keep letting even that very subtle movement forward from the sternum. One more breath here. And then rest. And to rest, just bring your hands one on top of the other with the elbows out wide, and forehead just rests in the neutral position. Now feel your body breathing into the earth, so you're widening the kidneys as you breathe. Good. Hands under the shoulders. You're going to press back up to neutral, so tabletop position. And then you're going to bring the knees together, feet together, and we're going to come back into a squat that's on the balls of the feet. So push your weight back again and come into this squat here on the balls of the feet. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the toes out to the side so that as best as possible, we're going to get the soles of the feet to come together. Okay, so you can see that. And then trying your best to balance. Now, if balance is not easy for you, then you can just place the fingertips on the floor for support. Those of you that can, maybe try placing the hands on the knees. If possible, widen the knees. If all of that's very comfortable, hands to the heart. Breathe deeply here. Steady your gaze. Mind gets very quiet during balanced postures. Last two. Very nice. Now fingertips are going to come down, and you're just going to let those wide knees come to the outside edges of your mat. Tops of the feet are now going to come down, and you're going to sit tall here. Okay, so we're going to open up the heart again, and you may just be able to place the hands behind you, fingertips pointing towards the sit bones. Now you can lift the glutes up and tuck them underneath your heels, and right there you're going to maybe feel a little bit of a deeper stretch in the front of the thighs. Now the key as we move into this variation of Supta Virasana is to bring the knees towards the floor. That's really important that we have that intention throughout the posture. Then if you want to go a little deeper, try reaching for the heels and bring the forearms to the floor. You can stay here. If you're comfortable, you can widen the elbows and let the crown of the head come down. Breathing, keep absorbing the tailbone into the body. Feel that whole front body opening, particularly along the thighs. Those of you that can go even further by bringing the whole upper back down. So if you have that flexibility, then please take it. Now, those of you that are comfortable with either the crown down or the whole upper back, if you want to release the hands for a moment, you can pull the flesh up. So 1 to 2 pounds of pressure into the lower belly and just pull the flesh from the pubic bone towards the navel center. It just gives a nice little release there. Just a couple more breaths, feeling this beautiful opening in the front body. When we're stuck in that fear mode or that density, we tend to be more contracted in the front. Chest, ribs, belly, belly, ribs, chest breathing will help to assist this posture. Now to come out, you want to go slow. So first start with forearms down and then grabbing the heels, and then hands can come down. And you want to try to lift with your sternum. So you can bring the knees back together and feel the sternum pull you all the way back up into that seated position. And now absorb the tailbone in, lift the lower belly. So again, you're reducing that lumbar curve. Hands rest in the lap. Close the eyes for a moment and just rest. And again, take notice here of a reduction in density, a feeling of expansion or lightness, particularly in the upper body, but around the whole body. Okay, then hips to one side, legs out in front of you. We're going to come into what kind of looks like a crab stance. So heels in and toes are out and the knees are bent. You're going to take the back of your left hand onto the left rib cage and tuck the elbow inside the left knee. Do the same thing on the other side. So back of the right hand on the rib cage, tuck it into the knee. Now you can, if you're really tight in the shoulders, this might be enough for you and you might want to just stay here and breathe. But if you're feeling a little more comfortable, you can start to either walk the feet in or start to squeeze the knees. And you may not see much on the outside as if you're squeezing the knees, but you'll feel it. You'll feel that pressure. And then just feeling the shoulders opening up. Keep breathing here. We get so tight in this back. Trying to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders as if we were in control. So we want to reduce that stuck position, that stuck energy. One more breath here. And release, and then just cross the ankles into Sukhasana and sit with the arms out long for a moment. See if you can get the arms as long past the knees and let the fingers just be wide. And then just let all that prana from the neck move down through the shoulders, through the arms, all the way out through the fingertips. Anything you want to release, just give that away. Okay, we're going to come onto our back. You may want to have a block handy nearby.
And hold on to the shin bones as you round the back and slowly make your way towards the floor. Now here, we're going to take the block to start in between the knees. And this makes sure that we do not splay the knees open as we move in and out of bridge. So it's a really helpful practice. Have the feet flat, knees bent, arms down by your side. You can maybe try to see if you can lightly touch your heels with your fingertips. Now pressing down through the feet, keep squeezing the block and inhale, rise up. Exhale, navel to spine, one vertebrae at a time, slowly come down. And repeat that. Inhale, just rolling up. This nice undulation there for the spine. And exhale, rolling down. So we still have a lot of that residual heat. Keep going in the body from the practice. And you might find that there's maybe a little more flexibility than usual. And this is helpful, showing us that we have more room, more space. Now, if you want, you can add in the arms, so both arms can reach up over the head as you rise. Just bringing it a little more into that upper back as you do it. Take the time to make sure the arms move at the same rate as the spine, and that rate would be that 5-5 breath. Okay, so one more here. You're going to inhale. Come on up. You can take the arms over the head. And then just stay lifted as you exhale. Bring the arms back down. Now we're going to grab onto the outsides of the mat and rotate the inner elbows towards the ceiling and tuck the shoulder blades underneath you. As you hold on to the outside edges of the mat, that firm pressure helps to support the posture. And then just to make sure you're not over pressing into the back of the head, lift the chin just a little bit. And we want to honor that cervical curve here in the posture to not flatten it out too much. And then as you're pressing through the feet, press into the block. Feel a greater lift through that front body. And just take 3 more breaths here, please. Remember, the inhale fills that whole front side. Exhale, navel hugs the spine. One more. Good, now release the shoulders, release the grip on the mat, and just slowly bring the spine back down. And you can take the block out. The legs have to work a little harder there, so just take a moment to let the feet widen and the knees fall into one another. And just rest. Very nice. So we're going to come back into bridge one more time. You've got 3 options here. You can place that that block underneath your sacrum on the tallest edge, middle edge, or flat edge, and just stay in a supported bridge. If you want to come out of that supported bridge and just stay into a traditional bridge, maybe interlace the fingers behind the back and just hold that posture steady. This last option, which is really what we've been preparing for throughout the whole practice, is to come into full wheel. So if that's in your practice, you can come with your hands underneath the shoulders. First, you're going to let the crown of the head go into the mat, and then when you feel ready, press all the way up. So keep hugging those inner thighs. Feel the feet parallel. Press down into the hands and feet, and hug that back body toward the front body. Make sure you're breathing. Whenever you need to come down slowly. Take your time, and once again, rest. Feel all that expansion of prana, lightness, upliftment. All these things counter that Kaphic energy of density.
Now staying here on the floor, just hug your right knee in and extend your left leg long. Pull that knee in as deeply as you can. Feel the compression of the right thigh against the torso. And now grab the outside of the right foot and place it into the crease of the left hip and thigh. And then your right hand, just gently push that knee away. So look at that sweet release there through the hip. And then we'll switch sides and hug the left knee in and extend the right leg long to the floor. Really give a tug on that leg. Get it as close to the armpit as possible. Compression there for the top of the left thigh. Now reaching for the outside of that left foot with the right hand, take it into the crease with the right hip and thigh, and then just left hand gently pushes that knee down. Doesn't have to be anything too crazy. Just a sweet release there. And then come back. We're going to bring both feet together. And now hands wrap around the soles of the feet. Let the knees open up wide and draw the heels towards the glutes. Let the tailbone lengthen away from the crown of the head. So you actually feel a little lift in the lumbar spine here. And then holding on to the outside edges of the feet, open the feet up wide for happy baby. And start with a little rocking from side to side, just to release any tension there. And then you can come back to neutral and just let the arms do the stretching for you, just the weight of them. Try again to get that tailbone to lengthen. Good, and then we'll bring the soles of the feet together again, and those of you that can, we're gonna hook the index middle thumb around the big toes. If that's not possible, you can hold on to the outsides of the shins. We're gonna slowly straighten the legs up into the air. Flex the feet, holding onto your grip, whether it's the back of the legs or holding onto the toes. Try to pull the pinky toe sides of your feet down. And again, see how well you can take that tailbone away from the crown of the head. And then from here, we will do a little bit of a forward bend. So you can start to pull the legs towards you, but not so much that it really takes the hips off the earth. So just a little bit here. This would be kind of what your true Paschimottanasana would be like on your, if you were sitting upright and not rounding the upper back in any way. Keep reaching the ball of the foot towards the ceiling. Again, keep pulling the pinky toe side back. We tend to get really tight in that inner line. And then let the legs widen so you can hold onto the grip with the toes. You can continue to hold the outsides of the calves, or sometimes it's nice here too just to place your hands on the inner thighs. A little massage there for those muscles that get so tight on so many of us, and even sometimes just holding the hands there, the weight, the extra weight of the hands and the arms helps to open them up. So flexing through the feet, keep pressing out as if the feet could touch the walls on either side. And then hands on the outsides of the legs. Bring the knees back to center. Give yourself a nice hug and come into that little ball. So forehead to the knees, round the back. Hug everything in. And then prepare for Shavasana. So we'll release and let go. Bringing the knees just to the left for a moment. As the navel goes to the right. That nice final twist here. Right shoulder can sink down, right navel can sink back. And then switch, take the knees to the right as you look to your left. Again, just a little bit of a twist here for a moment to release any tension in the spine. Okay, and then come back to center. Knees in, last final squeeze. And then if you need to put socks and sweaters back on, you want your temperature, body temperature to cool down slowly. If you have an eye pillow and you're in a lighted room, you can just place the eye pillow over your eyes. Scarf works too, or even a shirt. And as you come down onto your mat, let the feet be just a little wider than the hips. Arms are down by your sides, palms face up. Really let yourself settle in. Now, if you have a blanket, take your arms outside of the blanket. And what we're going to do is just a little bit of breathing. So you're going to start with your arms, down by your side. And what you're going to do is you're just going to inhale and imagine that the arms are floating up a little bit. And they're going to come up to however long your inhale is. And then you're going to exhale. And again, you're going to inhale. And as you're breathing in, you're going to let the breath, expanding the chest, lift the arms again. And they're going to move up a little bit more, maybe about 6 inches or so. And then again, you're going to breathe in. And as you breathe in, the arms float up a little more, sliding along the floor. And then inhale, breathe in, arms float up again. So really just getting into the full part of the lungs. Inhale one more time. Arms are going to go all the way over the head. And then this time, as you exhale, you're going to let the arms slowly float down through the air, back towards your side. Turn your palms up again. Okay, so we're going to do that 3 times together. Inhale. Arms reach a little bit as you breathe in. Exhale. Inhale. It's really the feeling that the breath, as it comes in, moves the arms. Exhale. Again, inhale. They just slide all across the floor. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. All the way over the head. Exhale. They slowly come down through the air. Turn the palms up. Again, inhale. Keep going. Inhale. 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 Exhale, they slowly come down through the air. And now rest. Just let the palms turn up. Let the arms be down by your side. Feel at complete and total ease. No effort. Notice the feeling of spaciousness in the body, no longer dense, no longer contracted. Let the mind enjoy that spaciousness. And let the emotions feel settled, like a peaceful, still body of water. So very deeply Bring the breath all the way into the body. So you feel it touching the base and then spreading outward. And as you exhale, just feel again that release. Relaxation is through the body. And begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, and now enliven the skin. But keep that sense of relaxation underneath it, underneath the physical movement. And again, as you move deeper into movement, rotating wrists and ankles, stay in that place of calm. And then gently pull your knees to your chest. And curl to your right side into fetal for just a moment. Arm under the head as a pillow. And placing that left hand into the earth, slowly come back up into seated. Head and neck heavy, eyes closed as you come up. And if you'd like, you can prop the sit bones up for a few minutes here, pranayama meditation. So just sitting with that tall spine, relaxed body. Take a moment to find the breath again. Like chest, ribs, belly, exhaling belly, ribs, chest, Samavriti. So we began the practice with that kapalabhati breath. And at the time was a very short, forceful exhale, helping to get some of that density out of the body. But we can use kapalabhati in a different way. We can use kapalabhati for meditation as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to do short, forceful exhales out through the nostrils in the same way that we did before, with a little bit less intensity. So about 40% of your capacity. And you're going to continue to do that kapalabhati at your own pace until you feel a conscious or energetic shift. And when you feel that, you're just going to hold still and continue to absorb the mind and the body and the experience in that feeling, in that conscious or energetic shift. When the mind starts to get active again, when the thoughts start to come back in, come back to the technique and use the kapalabhati again. And maybe it only takes a few rounds, or maybe it takes many rounds until once again you'll feel that conscious or energetic shift. And then hold your attention there. And so we'll keep using this practice like this as a tool to get us to the point of focus and stillness. When we lose focus and stillness, we bring the tool back. At some point, the periods of focus and stillness will get longer and longer. So when you're ready, begin. Short, less effort, forceful exhales out through the nostrils. So when you're able to, just continue to hold your attention in that place. And really feel that there's no need for thought. Just this tranquil, perfect peace. Requiring nothing from the outside. Lower your chin to your chest and just bring your hands back together in front of your heart. Go back to the intention that we were setting, which was to clear whatever that heaviness was, that density, stuckness, so that we can be open to new possibilities, to the greater mystery of which we are not in control. And so let's seal this practice with the chant of Om and Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Deep inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. I hope that you really enjoyed today's practice. I hope it brought you some greater peace and clarity. If you really like these practices and want to see them continue or actually gain access to a greater library of practices and techniques, then I highly encourage you clicking on the link below and joining my Patreon page. There are 3 different tiers which give different options for more classes, more pranayama, more meditation. And these are monthly ways that you can support me, support this work, and have greater ability to take these classes in a more regularity. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.